Hello and welcome to EDUC 407, week number 4. So this is to kind of get you set up for this next week coming up. Let's go over the assignments that you have to do. So the week 4 assignments, which are due, and it should say 9/17. I don't know why I didn't change that. There are 4 different assignments that you have to do. The first of which is dealing with some videos and creating what we call a bubble map or tree map. You will have a coding hyperdoc that you'll have access to, that you're going to check out some coding programs. And you'll have a choice board activity, which I'll describe in just a little bit, as well as a Slack discussion regarding the coding hyperdoc that you'll work on. So let's kind of get into it real quick. So assignment number 16 in this case is some ISTE videos that I want you to watch. You're going to create what we call a double bubble thinking map or a tree map because there's a number of videos that you want to compare and contrast when it comes to the ISTE standards for this week. I believe there are 9 videos, but they aren't very long. What you need to do is kind of compare what are some similarities between the videos, what are some differences between the videos, so you can kind of see how they all relate to each other. You will see on Blackboard these 2 figures here. One's what we call a double bubble thinking map or a tree map, which is on the right-hand side. You're more than welcome to copy them, paste them, write in them, submit a picture of what you put there, or if you want to create your own, you're more than welcome to do it. Just a way that I can see that you've watched the videos and you're comparing and contrasting them. As long as you do that, you'll be perfectly fine. Make sure you submit that on Blackboard once you're done with that. The second assignment, which is assignment number 17, is the coding hyperdoc. Okay, so what you're going to do is when you click on the link on Blackboard, you're going to look at 6 coding programs. I believe they're all available. If one of them is not, no worries. I remember the last session we had a problem with one of them, and I'm not sure if it got fixed or not. But you're going to try to look at 6 coding programs. And if you don't know what coding is, it's basically like computer programming, where kids learn to code to create different things or do different things. And you just want to compare the features of them in the classroom. I'm not asking you to sign up for anything. I just want you to look at what they offer. Think about how it could be used and what benefits that it might provide for each type of student. You're going to use this in another assignment later on in this week, and you'll see that in just a little bit. So just make sure you complete that. When you finish the hyperdoc, make sure you change the settings that I can view it, and then submit the link on Blackboard, and you'll be all set. The third assignment, which is assignment number 18, is creating a choice board. Now, one of the things in education that's really important is giving kids choices for what they want to do. And a lot of times giving them the choice allows them to use their creativity to create something that they normally wouldn't be able to create on just like a plain worksheet or doing a whole bunch of problems. I think about it in terms of math. If I give them 30 problems, does it really show that they understand it, or they could just do the kind of the math thing? But if I want them to connect it to their lives, then this is where you've got to give them a choice, give them a chance to do something different. So if you look at this, on the left-hand side, I've created 2 videos. Well, one I've created, the second one I found on YouTube, that really go over a specific topic. In this case, mean, median, mode. So what you would have the kids do, and this is kind of like the blended learning, they will watch the videos at their own pace. They'll maybe take notes. And then once they've done that and learned the concept, then they're going to pick one activity on the right to show what they've learned about it. So for instance, they could write a story using, in this case, mean, median, mode, and use that as part of the story. They can create a flip grid or flip video, I think it's called flip now, that shows how you find the mean, median, mode of these numbers. So they'd have to go through the process, almost create their own script. You know, some of these kids are very fluent in using digital technology that way, video technology, so it may be something that they may enjoy. They can create a Google slide, what we call a how-to book. So they can create their own instructional manual to show how to find mean, median, mode with some examples. Or they can create a quiz that they could have students take to demonstrate that they understood what mean, median, mode are. They're able to find the correct answers, and they're able to create a quiz technologically that students could use. And this means that students could pick whatever they want, whatever they feel most comfortable with. And I think that's something important that we kind of forget in education. As a teacher, I set up assignments for you to do, but a lot of times there's no choice to it. You have to do it. But if you give kids a chance, especially you know that they are very much a technologically native, student, they're used to technology, they know how to use it in different ways. We want to encourage them to use it as much as they can. So this is one thing that I want you to create. So you'll create it on whatever topic you want. Okay. Don't make it difficult where it would be tough for them to do something, but think of different technological things that they could do to show that they understand the concept you want them to do. So be creative with it. There's a lot of different things. You can use some of the same stuff that I've got. You may know of some different ways of them showing it technologically. And if you can do that, that would be perfectly fine. Our last assignment for the week is the Slack group discussion. Okay, so you have to do the coding hyperdoc first. Okay, so that first assignment or the second assignment is really important. Once you finish that, go to Slack. There is a channel, #coding, and you're going to discuss the following. So you'll do a post that answers these questions. Which coding program was your favorite? How could you incorporate coding into a classroom? What skills does coding teach students? So you really want to kind of think about how, when you looked at all those coding programs, what is kind of important? What would you use as a teacher? How would it benefit your students, not just in the fact of coding, but how does that affect their critical thinking skills? How does that affect their writing skills? How does that affect their math skills? Why is that so important? Now, once you have provided your post on Slack, make sure, like we did in the first assignment, respond to 2 other classmates' posts. So you have to do the coding hyperdoc first. Then what you will do is write this post and then respond to 2 others before the end of the week. As long as you can do that, you'll be all set, and we should hopefully have a really good week. After this week, you need to make sure you have the book. So if you haven't ordered the book, make sure you order it as soon as possible so that it gets here before week 5, because you're going to start using it in week 5. If you got any questions, feel free to ask. I'll always be available.